When I was working in corporate as a VP of marketing in the shopping center industry, I got to a point where I was pretty darn burned out. Like, just like I had a mantra that I would sing on the way to work, on the way home from work. I had the lyrics to that song printed out in my day timer back in the day. Right? I had been doing this for a while. I've been in the industry over 17 years. We have been bought and merged 5 times or no, 6 times in the last 5 years. It was crazy, right? So I was pretty burnt out. I knew I was ready for a change, but I didn't know what I wanted to do, right? I knew that I didn't want to just go get a job. And I knew it wasn't just about going to another company. And so I hired a coach, right? That's what I would recommend. And she helped me to discover what it is that I really wanted to do, right? To listen to um, my skills, my expertise, and what was calling me now, right? First of all, she helped me settle down in where I was at, and take back my power, right? Take back my health, my energy, rediscover my creativity so that I could actually hear the callings. So, and that opened up to a whole new career for me, actually a whole new business. So that's what I've been doing the last 23 years, where I have been helping other people do that very same thing. And we go through seasons, right? We go through seasons where we evolve. We just naturally evolve. We move to that next expansion, that next evolution. And, it might come through that inner voice or that knowing, or sometimes that gnawing, right? That something wants to change. So today I want to share with you 5 different signs that you're ignoring your creative calling, right? These are like little mini wake up calls, right? These are the mini wake up calls. There's always the big wake up calls. We'll talk about that in another episode. Um, so 5 things. And what I also want to say is that since the pandemic, that's obviously upended our lives, but it also upended our thinking, right? It's making us rethink how do we want to spend our time? Are we really using the best use of ourselves? Are we making a difference? Those are the areas where your creative calling's at. So the 5 signs. One is you're bored, right? You are bored. So I have a lot of coaches, healers, speakers come to me when they absolutely love what they do, but they are bored. And they're wondering if something's wrong, right? Because this is like their soul love, their soul work. They know it's their soul work, but yet something is not right. There's a new level of expression or changes in their business. It's getting in there and kind of diagnosing what is going on in their business that's having them just not feel that connection anymore. The next sign is irritation. Right? Irritation. Irritation is a good sign that you are not, irritation can even turn into anger, right? That it's a sign that you are not expressing something. You are not telling your truth. So I do know that we get to a certain point, even when you're doing this meaningful work as a coach or a conscious entrepreneur, conscious professional, we get to a point where we can't stand it any longer. There is a deeper truth that we have to share. And so it takes it's a process to uncover what that deeper truth is, and to give yourself that permission to be visible in sharing it. Number 3 is you're feeling overwhelmed, right? Something definitely needs to change when you're feeling overwhelmed, right? It could be a sign that you're not connecting to the meaningfulness anymore, or maybe you're just so busy that you're not able to connect to the joy of it. Or often when you're really overwhelmed like that, it means something in your business needs to change, systems, support, something like that, so that the next evolution of your creative calling can even come out. And then the next one is you might just experience this low level of sadness. Wouldn't always go into depression, but it's this low level of sadness of like, I'm really not expressing my creative expression, my true gift. Somehow my creativity is being stifled. And you get in touch with that feeling that you don't want your life to go by without really expressing your voice in that way. And there's one more, which is restlessness. This is one of my favorite, one of my go-to places, knowing that there's a sign, right? That restlessness, that shows up in your body. It shows up in your like searching for things. You don't even know what you're searching for, right? You might be going down rabbit holes and things like that. To me, that's always a sign that there is something else that is wanting to emerge. I felt that last about a year ago. And I started getting really curious and courageous, right? I started offering some different types of programs, some different types of packages, and working with people, putting out something that was near and dear to my heart, which is helping to create change, inner change through Akashic healing. And it really started opening up all new pathways and soul paths for my work. Um, it also opened up, I started gathering everything together and really claiming my methodology. So instead of coaching and just being intuitive about the different tools, I really pulled my tools and strategies together into a methodology called dream weaving. So, and then I pulled the Akashic healing, the energy techniques, the positive psychology, and the neuroscience behind that, started pulling that together in something I call wisdom energetics, this whole new package of my tools so that there's a methodology behind it, right? And that helps to, the wisdom energetics helps to shift the friction, the resistance, those deep blocks that are getting in the way of you being able to put your creative calling, your soul work out there into the world. So as a matter of fact, I have a group that I'm leading through this right now. They're in the dream weaving experience. We're using those techniques. We're using the wisdom energetics. And there's just amazing shifts, awarenesses, like pops of new clarity, new energy, new courage and confidence. It's really cool to see this deepening and expansion that's going on with my clients. So I'll be back more to share more about your creative calling, your soul's divine purpose. And what I'd like to do right now is to invite you that if this sounds really interesting to you, I do work with a limited number of clients privately, and I help them really elevate their soul work to the next level. And we look at these signs, signs that are going on as really as signposts for areas in your business to look at. It's either things in your business to look at or things that are inside of you that need to shift and open up so that your new work, your new creative calling can emerge. So I typically work with clients on a 6-month to 12-month basis. You can go check that out on my website, sign up for a consultation if you feel like you're ready for that next level expansion. I also have a shorter program that you can do just to get just to start activating that soul purpose, to really connect, maybe reconnect with that creative calling, with your soul purpose. So you can check it out on my website at joyfulbusiness.com. Look under the services tab and you'll see all sorts of great information there. And just reach out and connect with me. And I would love to talk to you about your creative calling and what's next for you. All right. Have a beautiful, beautiful week.